Well, hopefully you can hear us okay. It's a very, very blustery and windy day down here at Hango Hill. But Mark, Kermode, a smaller get-together this year. Now, I know that was your wishes to make it more personal. What message are you sending out? Because obviously most of it was in Manx, and I know there's a lot of Manx speakers here, but if you give us a précis of what you said.
Yes, we scaled the event down. I mean, we had a very small event last year because between the as it turned out to be very real, our concerns were borne out about the outbreak of COVID-19 and the appalling weather. It was treacherous conditions, icy roads, so we had just a simple wreath lane. This year we haven't said to people, oh, stay away or anything like that. We want them to turn up, but we've kept the ceremony short and sweet. Normally we've developed over the years to have sort of fairly lengthy orations in English and Manx, you know, sort of between 5 and 10 minutes apiece. And this year, again, because of the COVID situation, we've gone for just more of a simple remembrance of Illiam Dhone, William Christian, who was shot on the orders, effectively, of the 8th Earl of Derby in 1663, if not at very close to this spot. So I just done an introduction to welcome people in English and Manx. Now the Manx I read was a bit of remembrance and a historical perspective on the execution of Illiam Dhone, who is branded by some as a traitor, and this stain of, oh, he was a traitor, endures to this day, even amongst those who have claimed to have done an academic study on him. And I was saying, basically, both morally and legally, the charge of treason could not be brought against Illiam Dhone. He saved the Isle of Man and the Manx people and the lordship of Man from the Cromwellian armies. Charlotte de la Trombe, who was left in putative charge of the island on behalf of her husband, who was off fighting a royalist cause in England, she betrayed his trust by trying to do a monetary deal for the island so she could get out herself and leave this place to the Cromwellians in its entirety. So she committed an act of betrayal. High treason can only be brought, the Treason Act in England applies only in England. It can only be applied to an English person. It cannot be brought against anybody outside of England unless they were English and committing the treason against them. It could not be brought in any way, shape or form against Illiam Dhone. And when the Lord of Man, Charles, who hid in France during this whole event, well, you know, the English Civil War event, when he brought the charge of high treason against Illiam Dhone, he effectively elevated himself to full king status, which was an act of high treason. So it really is a case of, will the real traitors stand up? Illiam Dhone was remembered only as a hero to the Manx people, and then when Walter Scott's brother came over here and heard about it, and asked who's this Illiam Dhone fellow, and found out that the Manx revered him as a hero, he got hold of his brother. Both of them were ardent, blindly pro-English royalty, despite being so-called proud Scots. And Walter Scott went absolutely out of his way to defame Illiam Dhone's memory in his work of utter fiction, Peveril of the Peak.
So this hero thing or rebel, that should now be put to rest once and for all.
Yeah, the question doesn't exist. It was in Walter Scott's Peveril of the Peak only. That's the only place where he was. I mean, obviously, yes, the charge of treason was brought against Illiam Dhone, but that in itself was an act of high treason by the guy who brought it. You know, duh.
Well, there you go. I hope you heard some of that, because it is so windy. It's incredible. Yeah. We're battling here. But anyway, whatever happens, you'll be able to see your speech in Manx, and also there's a little bit in English at the end of it. So look out for the other video here from Hango Hill.